Ever wake up in the morning and feel like a heavy weight is sitting on your chest? Even though you slept for 8 full hours. Even though nothing bad happened overnight, you just feel this low-grade dread humming beneath your ribs. Have you ever wondered why that is? What if I told you that weight is not even yours? Imagine you have been carrying luggage with someone else's name on it for years. Think about that for a second. The anxiety you feel before your feet even hit the floor might not be yours. The sadness that wraps around you after coffee might belong to the person you spoke with yesterday. We often assume feelings are ours just because they show up in our bodies. But people are not just individuals. They are walking weather systems. Some bring sunshine, others bring storms. And your nervous system has been standing outside in their rain without an umbrella. Welcome to Elite Summaries. If you want to reclaim your mind and protect your energy, you are in the right place. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button to join our community of people who are taking back their peace. We are so glad you are here. Now let's dive into why this happens and how you can stop it. This is not just some poetic idea. It is actual science. The energy of people around you physically changes your brain. It affects your hormones and your immune system. If you do not know how to come in from the rain, you are not living your own life. You are living a patchwork of other people's moods and unhealed wounds. You might call it just how I am, but that is a lie. This is a silent hijack happening every single day. It happens in meetings and even through text messages. Scientists call it emotional contagion. Emotions spread like a virus through your nervous system. Deep in your brain, you have mirror neurons. These cells were discovered by accident in the 90s. They found that a monkey's brain would light up just by watching someone else pick up a peanut. The monkey wasn't moving. Its brain was just simulating the action. Humans do this with emotions too. When someone across from you is radiating stress, your neurons start firing that same pattern. You are not choosing this. It happens faster than thought. Your heartbeat can even sync up with a stranger's during a conversation. You are like a tuning fork. You vibrate in response to the frequencies around you. So ask yourself, how much of what you feel right now is actually yours? How much is just emotional sediment from someone else? Think about the last time you spent an hour with a stressed friend. You went in fine. You tried to be supportive, but then your jaw tightened. Your stomach started to knot. By the time you left, you felt cloudier. Nothing in your own life changed, but your body imported their distress. This hijack is so effective because it feels like it's coming from inside you. There is no alarm bell. You just assume you are the one falling apart. But you weren't falling apart. You were just absorbing. Now, why do some people feel this more than others? Maybe you have been told you are too sensitive your whole life. Maybe people said you need to toughen up. But being highly sensitive is not a defect. About 20% of people are born with a nervous system that processes information more deeply. This is a genetic trait found in over 100 species. It has survival value. Sensitive members of a group notice predators first. They sense shifts in social dynamics before anyone else. Your nervous system is not malfunctioning. It is just functioning at a higher resolution. You feel the undercurrents that others miss. But the cost is high. everything lands harder. Without tools, this gift feels like a wound. Another factor is the state of your own signal tower. When you are well rested and calm, your tower broadcasts a strong frequency. You can register an incoming signal without it taking over. But when you are exhausted or stressed, your signal becomes weak. Then, a strong outside frequency can easily override yours. This is why the same person who bothers you on a bad day might not affect you on a good one. Your internal resources have changed. Protecting your peace is about maintaining your own strength. There is also the issue of unresolved pain. Every unhealed wound is like an open channel. It is permanently tuned to a specific frequency. When someone broadcasts on that frequency, your system lights up. That coworker's criticism might not be that powerful, but it matches the frequency of a parent or teacher from your past. You are not just reacting to today, you are reacting to every echo of your past. Healing is the deepest form of protection you have. There is a bill being tallied against your name. You have been paying it for years. The currency is your life force and your joy. Chronic absorption of other people's energy costs you physically. Your brain uses 20% of your body's energy. Emotional processing is expensive. Every time you mirror someone's stress, cortisol floods your blood. Your immune system shifts away from repair. This leads to that bone-deep exhaustion that sleep cannot fix. It causes tension in your shoulders and frequent colds. Your body is doing overtime work that wasn't in the job description. It also taxes your thinking. Your brain stops being an architect and starts being a firefighter. You experience mental fog. You feel scattered. But you aren't scattered. You are just overloaded. It is like an app you never opened is draining your battery in the background. The deepest cost is the erosion of your self. The boundary between you and others starts to dissolve. You lose access to your own feelings. You start making decisions based on other people's expectations. You might stay in a bad relationship because someone else's neediness has colonized you. This is called enmeshment. To fix this, you need a map. You need to know exactly where your energy goes. Stop thinking in the abstract. Think about specific people. How do you feel in the hours after seeing them? Is there more clarity or more fog? Your body knows who is draining you. Some people live in a permanent state of crisis. They make their emergency your responsibility. Others complain like they are breathing. You leave them feeling dimmer. Then there are the cynics who corrode your confidence with small dismissals. Some people dominate every room. You have to walk on eggshells around them. This chronic vigilance is exhausting. Once you have your map, you can't pretend you don't know. Clarity is the doorway to change. You need boundaries. But a boundary is not a wall. A wall keeps everything out, including love. A wall makes you a prisoner. A boundary is a gate with a hinge. You decide when it opens and for whom. You operate the hinge. An emotional boundary is the ability to feel with someone without feeling as them. Feeling with is empathy. Feeling as is absorption. You can care deeply without suffering alongside them. A lighthouse does not jump into the sea to save a sailor. It stays firm on the shore. Your steadiness is what makes your caring useful. So how do you stay present without being pulled under? you need the skill of detachment. This does not mean being cold. It means knowing where you end and they begin. You can be touched by everything without being owned by it. You need to develop the observer stance. Instead of being the feeling, you watch the feeling. You notice your chest tightening. You notice their panic starting to echo. This tiny bit of distance is where your power lives. It rewires your brain to make hijacking less automatic. You also need grounding. When you absorb energy, you lose track of your own body. Grounding is returning to your physical self. Feel your feet on the floor. Notice the air on your skin. This reminds your nervous system that you are a separate entity. The storm is in their sky, not yours. Shift from automatic resonance to intentional compassion. Don't climb into the pit with them. Stand at the edge and offer a hand. Your calm gives their storm a place to land. Be aware of old patterns. Draining dynamics are like systems with their own gravity. They pull you back in. The pursuer-distancer dynamic is common. One seeks closeness, the other withdraws. The more you pursue, the more they pull away. The only way to change this is to stop the pursuit. Then there is the overfunctioner. You do everything because you can't stand to see someone struggle. But this teaches others they don't need to function. It guarantees your exhaustion. Finally, there is emotional rescuing. You try to fix pain because you can't tolerate the discomfort. But you cannot rescue the whole world. The goal is mental sovereignty. This is where your inner world is governed by you. Most people live in reactivity. Their mood is just a mirror of the room. Mental sovereignty requires self-knowledge. You need to know your triggers. You need an internal locus of control. Believe that you influence how you respond. Practice a daily anchor. Do something every day that returns you to your center. Meditate or take a walk. Your nervous system learns what it practices. Watch your mental inputs. What you feed your mind is what it becomes. You cannot marinate in fear and outrage and expect to feel peaceful. Curate your conversations and media. When you need to speak up, stop justifying. A no does not need a legal brief. Justifying invites negotiation. Be clear and kind. Use I statements. Say, I am feeling drained, not you are frustrating. This avoids triggering their defense mechanisms. Expect an aftermath. When you change your patterns, people will react. Your nervous system will scream that you are being selfish. Feel that urge, but do not obey it. The sound of their reaction is just the sound of a pattern breaking. If they respect you, they won't collapse. If they rage, it shows how much they depended on your lack of boundaries. Be consistent. A boundary stated once and then abandoned is just a suggestion. Finally, reclaim silence. We live in a war on silence. Every pause is filled with a scroll or a notification. This starves your relationship with your own mind. Solitude is not a luxury. It is how you clear out emotional residue. Your brain has a default mode network that only activates in quiet. It integrates your experiences and restores your sense of self. Without it, you become a jumbled version of everyone else. Choose restorative solitude, not reactive isolation. Don't just run away, move toward yourself. Treat this time as non-negotiable. Walking without a destination or sitting without a screen allows your system to repair. This is how you return to the world with your own signal. You are allowed to want this. You are allowed to be your own person. Other people's energy will always be there, but you can build an inner world that no storm can wash away. Your peace belongs to you. Protect it.